Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
I like your shirt. What is that?
Oh, that's
A
like
yak?
Yeah, it's like a yak.
That's
It's pretty cool because me and my friend, we are actually like studying
What?
different religious books.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we have seen like a
Comparisons.
comparison
Yeah.
of the Quran and like other religious books.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting
Yeah.
to see that because we have like Christian books, Jewish books, Buddhist books, Hindu books, Quran.
For sure.
Wow, I
And
like
then-
that.
And then
Yeah.
we're like, trying to see the differences and similarities.
Absolutely.
So, can I take a picture of that?
You absolutely can. And
Is
yeah,
it like are you doing it as like sort of a hobby or is it like a long-term thing? Like major?
It's a hobby. So he's Jewish, right?
Oh yeah. My cousin's Jewish. That's funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. And I was born into Hindu faith.
Cool.
But then we're not like very big into our belief system.
Yeah,
So we were like, let's just get these books and just like read them to see what they're all about.
it's helpful, man. I do that even with the Mormon doctrine.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
these 3 different books here.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a different.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, you're good. You're good.
Oh, really? Yeah. But it's pretty interesting because your
very.
religion's going on for so
It-
much time and people have different faiths.
It
and
gives you
where they
big
come from.
insight too.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of people have their opinions that whether it's cultural, whether it's what they see on news, but actually learning about what they experience, what they read, what they're
Yeah.
told, how they operate things, it's actually really nice because I didn't know too much about Mormonism because I just heard that they're Christians, so I looked
that's what
into it.
I know.
Exactly, so I looked into it, and I'm like, this is actually very, very different and far from Christianity. And but I like talking to these people, Mormons and Muslims. I really like talking to them the
Yeah.
most because Muslims are very passionate about what they believe, and I absolutely respect that.
Yeah.
And the one reason I like talking to Mormons is because in my genuine opinion, I really do think that they're deceived because they claim to follow this, but they disregard everything it says, and instead they use what their three
Yeah.
books say, and I show them all the contradictions. I show them everything.
Oh, wow.
They just say agree to disagree.
So they basically believe both the Bible and their own book, but you're
Yes.
saying that they
Yeah.
contradict because
Yes.
things are different. And,
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
this
okay,
says that you can be a god. This says you cannot be a god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus was the only god. And so when I say, hey, not Hebrews, but I say, hey, this is what it says. They say, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's no fun.
For instance,
man.
it's like, and not to get political, but let's just say that this book was conservative and this book was liberal, and you read both of them and you say, okay, they say the exact same things, they share the exact same values. Well, that's not true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but
that's what I thought because I don't know a lot about
Yeah.
like
Right.
Mormonism, but I was like, okay, they're just
For sure.
another type of Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we read the Bible, it's pretty much the same thing.
yeah,
But then there were some things which I found were different. Like I think I'm not sure. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but
sure.
they can have like multiple, or like wives or something.
yeah.
oh,
Polygamy.
Mormon,
in
yeah,
here,
yeah.
it is
And it's stated
polygamy.
in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
actually it's so funny you bring that up because we were talking
just
about
talking
that.
about that.
But
It's-
Christians don't do that. right?
No.
Correct.
Right?
Here, it's only between one man, one woman. Here, it's an everlasting covenant that was given to the chosen people of God, and the church doesn't practice that, but they used to. And so I'd be talking to a Mormon. I said, hey, this is what your book says. It's an everlasting covenant given by God. Do you guys still practice that? They say, no, we used to. I say, why did you stop? Oh, because we were told by our president or our leader that to not do it anymore. And I'm like, so you have a man saying to stop doing what God has everlasted called you guys to do? I just thought that was quite interesting. But I mean, at least I really like talking to the Muslims because they double down. They're very passionate.
Even me and my Jewish friend was like reading
For sure.
it, and it seems like a lot of it is like if you don't believe in me, you're kind of like done. Like, and it also talks a little bit about like harming people and attacking them for not believing in their faith. So that was pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, and some Muslims they deny that, but you see that happening today.
Yeah.
In the Islamic countries, Islamic
Well,
nations.
Like I come from India, and we have a lot of issues with the population there. Because it's like forced. Where I mean, you will not see like a Indian person primarily for
Right.
like follows Hinduism or Buddhism, trying
Right.
to, you know, go and like get people to like believe
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
Are you Hindu now?
uh,
Would you consider what would you consider
I
yourself?
mean, I was born into it, but then I
Right.
don't really practice it. So I don't know.
I understand that.
It's just like I sometimes go to the temple with my mom, but it's been years. The last time I went to
it's very
temple.
big with like every religion.
Yeah.
You know, you have people. It's really big with Catholicism. It's so big with Mormonism. It's more even with big and with Islam. People are just born into it.
Yeah.
It's their culture. So a lot of people, they don't even really practice it. They don't really. They're not too faithful in it.
Yeah.
It's just something they're born with, so they stick with
They
it.
stick with it.
Yeah,
Like,
parents.
my
Their parents said,
grandparents follow
yeah.
them.
Your parents said you're a Muslim. You're a Muslim. Your parents say you're a Christian. You're a Christian.
Yeah.
But
That's the cool thing I like about reading religion, because like I should know about other faiths as well.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, they might have
Oh, yeah.
some good teachings,
Yeah.
and truths, and I can implement them in my life. So that's why me and my friend are. That's another reason we're doing it.
yeah, which is so cool that your friend is Jew. So
Yeah.
it's awesome to see with people of different faiths befriending each other. I think that's just so
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's good.
What I tell people is, I try my best to tell the Mormons. I'd say, as long as you know. Say you're Mormon, say you're Muslim, say you're Christian. As long as you know about the other religions and you can defend why you're truly believing in one faith, then all power to you. As long as you know what you're following, all power to you.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, America, First Amendment, right? So
exactly.
do your thing.
Freedom.
I'm just out here to talk about it. If someone doesn't know about Mormonism, I'd like to tell you about it.
Did you meet any Mormons today?
Not today. Not today. They stopped coming to the table.
Yeah.
So they.
We met some, I
really
think it was
stopped.
last week though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week
Yeah.
comes to campus.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I just want people to know about these things. You know, if you're a Christian and you know nothing about Islam, I think you should know about Islam. It's safe to
I think
to understand.
the good world is where we know about what other religions are saying and teaching.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, some people, like me, we were just born into it. But
Right.
there are some people who are following this faith since they were born, and they have hardcore beliefs in those texts and ideologies.
Right.
So I think also important to address them. But that's
I want people to be able to think critically, and if someone, say you're or Hindu, if someone else asks you why do you follow Hinduism, as long as you're able to give an answer, power to you.
Yeah.
Power to you. And I hope you do really well. I hope you continue. I hope you really it makes you happy. But I'm always open here to talk about Jesus. I always think about debating people.
Yeah, there was another thing. Sorry to cut you off, but
No, you're fine.
I mean, I came to this country and I was like, okay, they're Christians, but then I met some Christians and they're like, oh no, that's Catholic church and that's like a different church. But for me, it was like all one thing.
Right.
And I came to know about some differences.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like I think the word is schism, like going on.
Great Schism.
Schism, yeah. Sorry.
1577 Mark Luther.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different sects is what there is. It's called it's spelled SECTS, which they have Orthodox, they have Protestant, and then they have Catholic. That's the big 3.
Okay.
The only reason they split off was because Martin Luther, he was a Catholic, he went ahead and this is where a time where only the priests could actually read the Bible because it was written in Latin. All the other townspeople didn't
Really quick,
understand.
I
it.
love
Only
how
the
you're
priests
standing
did.
there with the Bible open.
So he
Could you
found that
move
there was
the-
corruption
could you
in the
move
church
the camera over
because
to
priests
like
of the Catholic
angle
Church
over
at
there?
that time
Yeah.
were going ahead
Next
and
on
saying,
Diego's left side.
this is what's written in the Bible. You have to do this. You have to do that. And he's reading it. And he's like, this isn't in the
that's not
Bible,
right.
man. Like the whole idea of, you have to. Sorry. In Catholicism, they have a thing where you can go to the Catholic priest and you could pray somebody from purgatory into heaven. That's not a thing.
So,
You
I know. Hey, good to
because
see you. Good to see you.
Purgatory doesn't exist, and it's not even in the Bible.
Yeah,
It's just a
absolutely.
Catholic tradition that came up.
I can't.
And they say
I
this
wouldn't feel
exists.
good if I did that.
But
We
the
always let
corruption
them
part of
come
it
up.
was this.
We don't even.
That they were going up to people and say,
I wish we
you know,
did a little
your
bit so
family
more people
members who died
had
are in
at least the
purgatory,
free books of
we
John.
can get them into heaven.
But
You
we
just
don't
have to
say,
pay.
hey, let's talk about it. Hey,
Lose
or you
money.
must hate. We don't do
So-
that.
that was the Catholic.
That's why
We're not here to
there's a
antagonize
great schism.
nobody.
He's like, nah, this is corrupt. And
Yeah,
he
of
broke
course,
off
yeah.
of it. And he said, telling the other believers, hey, you shouldn't follow this
Oh
either.
my gosh, I like her hair.
Because when it was originally established, the early Christians, it was the Catholic Church. But over time, they prioritized their own traditions over what the Bible actually said.
So when that broke off, that formed.
What made him Arab?
Yes, that formed the Lutherans,
made him
which
Arab?
later went into Protestantism.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That makes
He's
sense.
definitely not Christian or Jewish.
That's nice. So you guys primarily talk about that. That's
Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, we're Protestant. We're
Okay.
Protestant.
Okay.
We're open to anybody coming here. We have a buddy who comes with us, and he's Catholic. So,
okay. Oh, okay.
Let's.
Well, thanks.
but if you're searching for truth,
Yeah.
if you're still searching for truth, I would acknowledge you to not only read the Bible, but of course, as you were saying, read the Quran, read all the different books,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really try and find that truth. Because my question to you is, do you believe that there's one truth, or do you believe that there's many truths?
1 second.
I think it depends on what context, because like I feel truth is also subjective to people, which is based on their personal morals.
Yes, their
'Cause,
biases. Yeah.
yeah, like that's what I discuss with my friends, because he believes something is true, I do not, and just because we have morals which are different, and I think morals are also subjective, right? So if I see it that way, I think there are different truths, because people are different and belief systems are different, which are cultural, religious. Because like for me, I believe in like, okay, love exists and you should have like one partner, but my friend doesn't, because him definition of love is something else. So now there's a moral, conundrum here. So if I think that belief makes him happy,
Well, do you believe that morality comes from God, or do you believe that it comes from society?
I think in today's world both. I do think people like in Islamic countries, right? Maybe their belief system, which is also their moral system, is coming just from following Islam. So it is a belief system which is in that society, but it's also inflicted by the religion they're following. So
Yeah.
that's
Do you
I love
believe
how
that-
open-minded you are.
I know, right?
It's
we
so
haven't had
cool.
anybody like this.
So
They'll be like,
cool.
they'll present their argument and they'll be like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro,
they just-
what? It's like, come back, bro, come back.
I love that. This
But-
is such healthy diet. I
know.
Oh my gosh.
But so, with the existence of a God, do you believe that there are absolute morals that have been established by that God?
I do think there are absolute morals which are like universal, like
Yeah.
no one can deny those things. Like if I told this campus should be clean, no matter which religion you are, this campus should be clean. Like that's universal truth. Like, so I do think we have some morals which are true, and like again, rationality comes into place, right? Because if you believe this thing should not be clean, then you're not being a rational person.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
I wish everyone thought that way. I
Honestly,
really
how I
do.
believe it is this, because I'm related to a lot of people, man. My grandpa is an atheist.
Oh,
my
okay.
uncle's a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh wow.
So
This guy's
and
like
my
a
cousin's
mixing pot.
Jewish. So there's a bunch of different
You got
things.
everything.
Yeah. So, but my grandfather believes he's an atheist. He used to be a Catholic, but he became an atheist. And the atheist belief would have to be that morals are subjective. Morals are subjective because if we come from nothing, that's the belief. We come from nothing. Nothing somehow created the Big Bang, which then in turn created the elements needed for Earth. Earth and its inorganic matter somehow evolved to organic matter to create us. That means it's just a whim chance. That means human dignity, human value, human rights, those things don't exist. It's just a random chance. it would just be something that we say to make us feel better. Because real human value, like in the Bible, it says that we're created in the image of God. Okay, God gives us value. We're created in His image. We're all equal. You know, we all have the ability to do or follow whatever we want, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of any of these things. And we have that value, but atheism says that, you know, we as a society just came together and the majority just determined, hey, that these morals are now put into place because the majority decided, you know, these don't exist, we just created them because we just felt like it. See, I'll have arguments with people where we'll talk about morality and they'll tell me that morality is subjective. I say, okay. And they'll tell me, I'll ask them, okay, what is it based upon? And they say the majority agreeing. So when I bring up, I said, the majority agreeing if something is right or wrong. Well, we could look at Germany 1941, 1945, and we could see Adolf Hitler killing the Jews, and all the Germans there, or most of them anyway, the majority agreeing and saying it's right. Does it mean it's right? No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think where we're coming from. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think what you're saying, because a lot of people could be doing wrong things, but that doesn't make it the right things to be done.
Yeah.
That God has given us because He wanted to.
Yeah, but yeah, with my friend, it's like, because I have had this conversation with him, it's personal to him. Like when I was talking about the belief, like in love, right? For him, it's just a different definition than I have, and we disagree on that.
We aren't all children of God, which
What I say that love is love is more than feeling. Love is an act.
Yeah.
And love is sacrificial. You know, you go through. What does it say when people get married? You know, sickness and in health, till death do us part. You go through hard times. You go through struggle, but the act of continuing to love, even if you have the ability to lose something in that, that's love. That's sacrificial love. And in the Bible, Jesus showed that type of love. You know, He died on the cross. He died on the cross because He loved. You know, and that's when we as Christians try to look for love. I remember I was looking for love in all the wrong places when I was younger, and I wanted to come to the meaning of what is love. So I looked through the Bible, and I looked at Jesus, and I saw the sacrifice that He did, and I'm like, that's what that is. Love is sacrifice. Because in this Bible, it says that Jesus was perfect. He lived a sinless life. Yet, He died on the cross. People like to say He was murdered. No. In Scripture, it says He laid His life down. He had the power to get off the cross. He had the power to take it up. He had the power to call legions of angels to come save Him. He had the power to just obliterate everybody in front of Him, but He didn't do it. He did it because He loved. He loved the people. He loved you and me. He loved Him. He loved him, her and him. He loved the people who were actively persecuting Him and crucifying Him. That's what love is. You know?
Yeah, so basically, it's like I think it's a code or something that you kind of fill yourself up with love, and then all you have to give to people is love. And no matter, they might be harming you or hurting you, but you know, you can't be like them. Just,
yeah, I mean that's like if I had a son, you know, I raised my son, set a good example for him, and then he goes ahead and he becomes, say, like, he wants to throw away his life, you know, becomes a junkie, becomes an addict. Every time I try to talk to him, he hates me, I'm the worst father ever, but I still continue to love him. You know, that's what love is, me continuing to love him, even though I'm getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
That's what love is. So,
to lay down one's life.
On the basis but on the basis of books, and I'll just say this last thing, but on the basis of books, really look through all these books. And go with an open mind. Don't just blindly follow something. I'll say that even with Christianity. Don't just blindly follow something, but look for the basis of evidence. Because throughout these Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and all the letters of the apostles, they talk about Jesus, okay? And we're looking for evidence. We're looking for the reliability of the source. We're looking at Jesus. Okay, he's coming out of, say, thin air in Jerusalem, saying all these claims, saying that he knows God, that there's eternal life waiting for us, there's a loving God, that he's going to die on the cross for us, that he can forgive sins, that he gives eternal life. If he's saying that there's a resurrection and that he'll come back, okay, after he dies, and then afterwards we see that he actually comes back and he actually witnesses his disciples, and that it's written down that there's witnesses of it. If a man told me that and he resurrected, I believe him. I believe him because it's never happened before. We've never observed that happening before. Okay, so that's the reliability of Jesus right there. He makes all these claims, says that he's going to die, be crucified, and come back, resurrect. And he actually resurrects. I'm going to believe everything this man's saying as the truth. Now people say, oh, well, just because it's written documents that you can't believe. Yeah, it might not be true. You can't believe it. Okay, let's look at the founding documents of America. Okay? People try to say, oh, you need photos back then. They didn't have photos back then. There's no real photos. We have paintings of how we think Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin and all these people look like, but we don't have actual photos of them. How do we know that they were actually there signing the Declaration of Independence? We don't. We get these things through testimony. We get these things by writing. That's what it's from. Things that are available right here, technology, they sure weren't available back then. We have it now because we've evolved from that point in writing documents, technology, etc. But they didn't have that back then. The only thing they had was, notes, eyewitness testimony, etc.
Yeah.
So, but then in the Quran, that came 600 years after Jesus was crucified, they talk about God and they talk about his desires and stuff, but it also doesn't align with the God of the Bible.
Yeah.
Because it talks about the character of God in the Quran, it talks about the character of God here, and they don't seem consistent. Because it says the Quran says that when you die you'll have, 75 virgins up there waiting for you. But if God came to a point where he condemned that, something must have gone wrong.
Yeah.
So we have to go ahead and really see, is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Because at the same time, there's a lot of cults like Mormonism, Mormonism, who will try to leech off these religions and say this is truth, this is truth. We have to really take it with a grain of salt. Is it really true? Let's look at the claims and see how it matches up to the original. Because even you were saying you had a Jewish friend.
Yeah.
Okay, they believe in the Messiah. Okay, they believe that the Messiah was to come and everything, but they saw Jesus claiming to be the Messiah, and
they didn't believe him.
They rejected it. They rejected it. And what's funny is the Old Testament, all throughout the Old Testament, it prophesied of Jesus coming and as the Messiah.